Hello, welcome back to Metalhead Nation Garage. On this segment, we're going to talk about ACDC. They're in the news this week. But first, hey, if you give us a thumbs up for the website, and if you really like it, subscribe to the channel. And now we'll get to the news with ACDC. Brian Johnson coming out and really talking about, his departure on the Rocker Bus tour. If you remember, he was having the hearing issue, and the doctors at that time told him, hey, he had to quit the tour or risk losing his hearing altogether, and said it was the toughest choice in his life, that when he had to make that call to ACDC's manager, he was in the doctor's office at this time, that he said he had to quit. He had to stop the tour. And also at that time too, the medical procedure he was having was new. It was a new technique. So at that time, he really didn't know if it was going to correct his hearing at all. Fortunately, it worked out for the best. For one ear, he can hear, and he just performed at the Foo Fighters tribute to Taylor's. He came on there and sung a couple ACDC songs. So it was great. The procedure worked, and all is okay. But he also talked about that time, how hard it was to sit on the sidelines, and watch Axl Rose pick up that tour, take his gig, as he says in his new book that's coming out. It was hard to sit and watch it because it was his job, so, and I guess, in the last couple of years of their tours and stuff, he was really depressed a lot, because he was having issue for years, as he stated, on the tours there, problems hearing and things. So, some tough times for him. We always think these guys are, on top of the world and everything, but as he releases in his memoirs, and man, he really struggled the last several years of ACDC tour. Yes, Brian was in the same facility as Malcolm Young, the rhythm guitarist, who he was in the facility, for the dementia. And it was really hard because he had the same nurse as Malcolm. As he explained, he said, well, hey, mate, take me over and let me see him. I want to talk to him, I want to give him a hug. And, he's the guy that hired me. So it was really big for him, because they couldn't take him over to greet him, to talk to him or anything. The young family did not want anybody else outside of the family to come and see him, because Malcolm was embarrassed by it, and they didn't want to bring outside people in that he may not know, or just to see him in the dementia state. So he was so it's kind of bad there, having an ear operation for his hearing. Couldn't see Malcolm. He was just going through some tough times on his own. He had to quit the band. So just really some spectacular news about Brian. And this is also going to be in his book that he's releasing here in the next couple of weeks. So you have to look out for that and see all that coming. On our next topic, we're talking about Guns N' Roses. They're on a European world tour right now. They run the rest of the year and into next year a little bit, but they do have some free time. That Slash came out and talked about, that they will next year have set aside some time to make a full-length album. So that was pretty cool, because they just been releasing some singles, and they're doing a box set of Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 with some extra tracks on there. They did the Appetite for Destruction and released a couple singles on that, and also, before that new album, they do have 8 tracks he talked about. And what they're going to do is release a couple tracks, every month month and a half, 4 to 6 weeks, as he put it. And he did speak about, he said 2 of them tracks, he said they're going to be epic. So stay tuned for that. I mean, that'd be pretty cool to hear. He believes it's epic, so these must be killer tracks. So every 4 to 6 weeks, he said that's how they was going to do it, release it digitally. So be on the lookout for that. And on to some more news there. We have Judas Priest in there. The original bass player, he was just talking about the KK Downey reunion at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame event. Although it's going to be a performance of all the original members at this time, and I think they said they're going to have special guests all over. But the bass player Ian, he really talked about the KK Downey believes them getting together and performing and talking and everything could come to a resolution. So now he never spoke about the resolution, but we'd have to speculate that maybe KK Downey getting back into the fold of Judas Priest. Hey folks, on to our next topic is Motley Crue and Def Leppard. They finally made an announcement of touring 2023 over in South America. They'll both be co-headlining events there. Then their trip over to Europe, which most of the gigs over there is going to be festivals, and which both of them be headlining. So, as the stadium tour was here in the States, it was really successful, as we all know. But they had, 5 bands on that. It was Classless Act, it was Joan Jett, it was Poison, it was Crue, it was Def Leppard. So the difference of this, it looks like it's going to be, well, it is going to be, they'll be headlining festivals. So it won't be the whole 5 bands going on tour with them over to South America and Europe. And I think they're coming back to the States too, late 23 and 24. But they said they'll make more announcement of that. Now, I don't know if it's going to be stadium tour or not, but most likely I'd say yes. And Bret Michaels was out in the news too, just talking a little bit about Poison and his solo stuff. But he did come out and he thanked the fans for that successful stadium tour run. He's really thrilled about it. I mean, golly, like I said, I went to multiple events, and both events I attended here in Indy, in Cincy, they was packed. Over 40,000. I believe actually the Indianapolis one was sold out, so that was really cool. So the fans came out everywhere. I mean, golly, 174 million they grossed, so it was a real successful tour. And on to that, hey, I'd like to take just a little bit of time, thank my son, Christopher Jr. Hey, check this out, man. He got me this new sign, Sammy Hagar, Crazy Times CD. Framed it for me. Really cool, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you, CJ. And hopefully we have him on here because, we started this channel with me and him. And, he's just doing a little college thing right now. But he's going to have some free time. And he'll be on here to bring you that big metal news, every other day like we're doing right now. But, again, CJ, thanks for this. It's a great gift. It's going on this wall back here. And again, folks, thanks for joining, and give us a thumbs up again. Subscribe button if you really like the channel, and we'll see you back here again on Metalhead Nation Garage. Hey, just want to finish the end of this video with tomorrow, Monday night in Cincinnati, Judas Priest and Queensryche will be in town to perform. I will have a short review on the next segment of the show, and but wanted to say, hey, we're really excited. Me and my buddies, we are going down there to see Queensryche for the first time ever for me. and you know, they're opening up for Judas Priest, and then seeing Judas Priest on that 50 years of heavy metal tour, so it'd be great. And I could just tell you, you know, that Andrew J. Brady Center is phenomenal. It is, the acoustics is really good. The seating charts is great. I mean, fabulous venue for a hard rock concert. And also, and what I'll do is be back here on the next segment to bring you a review of that, Judas Priest and Queensryche. And also, just the other day, we was at the Trivium show, too, in Whitechapel. So I'll bring a review of that also. So we'll see you next time here.